Welcome to another episode of Husbands Watching Housewives. I'm Scott.
And I'm Jeff.
And we just watched an episode of the Real Housewives of Potomac.
Yes.
The first one of 2026.
We're back. 2026. Yeah.
Season 3 of Husbands Watching Housewives.
What? Oh, yeah, this is
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
Our third year doing this. The start of it, anyway.
Wild.
Yeah, it is absolutely wild. If you are just finding us for the first time, thank you for finding us. You can find us on all the social media, Husbands Watching Housewives, or just Husbands Watching on TikTok and Twitter. We have a website, just shows all of our episodes and stuff, so you can catch up on old episodes and find out what we're all about. If you like this, please like, subscribe, leave us some comments. We're getting some great comments from people.
Yes.
And yeah, we thanked our listeners in Australia, and then we charted in Australia like really high. Like, thanks, Australia. We really like it. So, but before we get into the episode, which was an all right episode. We have some thoughts.
Yeah, that was fine. Yeah.
But
it started off slow, but then it got somewhere.
Yeah. Much like our 2026 is doing.
It's
Ayo.
Yeah, it's funny. Like, we did a lot of nothing on New Year's Day, and got really bored very easily.
Yeah, well, there's not a whole lot of TV to watch right now. Like, everything's about to come out. Like, all the good shows, like Traitors is about to come out.
The Pit.
The Pit. We have a lot of stuff we need to watch, but we're going to be, busy doing other things. So we're going to have to, make sure we don't get spoilers, all this stuff. So
right now we have, new Housewives, and so it's a lot.
Yeah,
to keep up with.
A lot to keep up with.
I was excited, though, about all the things. But yeah, it was really, a very lazy, what do you want to do?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing to watch, no movies on New Year's Day. But then we got past it, and then we had to work on the day after New Year's Day, which is done.
Yeah.
And then we ran some errands, and very exciting, and saw some friends.
Yeah.
Before they went back to their respective homes.
The one thing that I can't get over this entire week is because still reeling from the holidays. I just don't want to eat food.
So much, I think we said last time, I'm just tired of eating.
Yeah,
so
I'm tired of eating, and I have no cravings whatsoever. I'm just kind of oh, okay, I guess. But yeah, so we took the Christmas tree down today. There's no Christmas in our house.
All the Christmas came down. Yeah, there's not even the stocking.
Yeah, nothing behind him anymore. It's so weird where we live. They have a very small window for the garbage company to come pick up the tree, and we missed the window because we believe in full soap opera fashion that you should have your Christmas tree up after the New Year. If you have a New Year's Eve party or gathering, you need a Christmas tree.
Of course,
it has to be there. So we missed that little window, and we have a friend who will always take it down, and there's a collection center for Christmas trees. But you have a friend who owns a truck. He moves everything for you. I just don't want him to be hey, I have a truck guy,
Right.
So we chopped the living daylights out of our Christmas tree and fit it into our compost green bin.
Well, we sawed it down. We didn't have an axe. It wasn't
we
wasn't we went on Rider in Stranger Things.
We weren't Lizzie Bordening the whole situation. Yeah. So yeah, but it feels good to have a clean house, everything kind of starting over, and it's a new year, a new us. For same
New Year, same us, yes.
So, but on with Potomac.
Yes. First Housewives of 2026.
Yeah, I guess Potomac gets the honor of being that. So
why do they start off so slow with Mia and her old house tour?
Tia.
Wow.
I never thought about that when Potomac went from Mia to Tia.
And they're probably better for it.
Yeah.
But I gotta say, beginning the episode with her and her sister who we don't know, reminiscing about her father who we don't know, and a house we don't know. Those people were so you're saying, it was very Sutton.
Yeah.
When she went to
her house in Savannah.
Not Savannah.
Wasn't it Savannah?
It was Savannah.
Oh.
No. I can't remember where it was. It was Georgia.
Okay.
It was not Savannah.
Okay.
No.
I thought it was Savannah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. We're going to look that up later.
It wasn't Dalton. It was
It was somewhere else.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the thing is we don't know enough about Tia and her family or anything. And then we ended up going to these, strangers' house who were for some reason, the three of them were there with her dog and just hey, yeah, come into
our house. She was crizzling that dog no, maybe the dog would like run around and cause problems if she hadn't.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was getting the impression that maybe the mom was a Housewives fan and was like, yeah, you can come to our house.
Of course.
And they're like, kids, you want to be on TV? Like, yeah. And then so then the boys are like, okay, stay there. So it was a little weird. But again, we don't really know or care. I didn't even know what she was crying about, like when they went into that world.
Well, they lost their dad. And so to like, they basically, there was a little like, sayings calendar thing, and it was for their dad's birthday.
Okay.
And so it's like, yeah, the coincidence of it all, which that's great, but it wasn't moving. But great for them. I love it for you.
Right.
But it wasn't anything exciting for us.
Yeah. And then on the same theme, we move over into Ashley's 6 to 60 party.
Oh my God. I don't care about Ashley and her family. I just don't. Lovely family. It's not interesting.
But at least in Ashley's case, we've learned who her family is. We've seen them numerous times. Lump has been there before.
Lump is like Lump is like, one of those characters who like everyone's like, oh, everyone knows Lump because he's like the voice of reason.
Right.
But like her holding with her mom, and I guess her partner went to rehab.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was really, a lot of things weren't being said. And, I don't know. It was odd.
Yeah.
It was very odd.
And then Lump like cut her off. Like she was trying to say something and then she started tearing up. And then, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. She was going to say more, but Lump was like, what are we talking about?
Well, Lump was
like, what is this singing about? I need to know my motivation.
Lump is a professional. He really is.
What am I feeling in the scene?
He takes direction well.
What is my sister trying to tell me?
Yeah, I don't really care in the long run, but at least Ashley's, but I mean, at least Ashley's trying to have a story of her own that's not necessarily involved with the other women.
What is that story? That her mom went to rehab? That's not a story.
Well, the story was that she was throwing a birthday party for everyone. For 5 different people. It was their birthday.
She never should have got rid of Dude Face so horribly. Like when she told him on camera. That could have been her story, like that. Relationship,
I would have watched more of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I want to give Ashley a little pass on that because at least she's bringing something.
Ashley gets no passes. She's not bringing anything. Like beautiful gowns, lovely gowns, but that's all she is.
I was a little weirded out. Like, could you imagine? And maybe people are this way, but could you imagine every time you threw a party or a birthday party, you had to have like signs printed in balloon arches?
No.
Like in a theme, like
in a theme, yeah.
I mean, a theme's okay, I guess, but like she might as well just had inspirational quotes printed on like giant. I just felt like I was going
word arts.
Right, I felt like I was going into a conference room. Like
I was going to Home Goods and I word art.
It's like a ballroom at a conference is what it felt like because it just balloon art and then like the road to 60 or something.
Well, it's like going off like her whole. Even Lump was like, "What is this? What's happening?" Her whole cherry blossom.
Oh, right.
Beginning of the season. She has kooky theme parties. You're not down with it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I can agree with that. And then we go just straight over to the whole. Oh no, we go to Monique's.
Well, yeah, it was like Ashley and Gizelle and Wendy gossiping about Angel, as they do. Mm-hmm. We'll get more of that later. But yes, Monique's is where things took a turn for the better.
Right.
And I didn't know she had a book coming out, or it's out, whatever, a memoir.
Sip and read.
Love letters to herself.
To her former self.
Her former self. I love the fact that Monique, and everyone points it out, loves to talk. And as Stacey said, it's a lot of self.
Yeah.
It's a lot of self.
Well, and it's so dumb because I feel bad that they gave the kind of elapsed time montage and showed Gizelle checking her phone or putting on her makeup as though, and then they were giving confessionals that like, shit's going on for a while. It's a book reading. Like, that's the thing, though, is that, it's not like they were going to a stand-up comedy event. They went to a book reading. And if they were truly there supporting, they wouldn't be surprised that, like...
book reading where she's talking about, like, look, Monique loves herself some Monique, okay? And she was talking about Monique and herself and loving on herself. And here's a love letter to myself. And I can understand. It's a lot. It's a lot.
But I don't know. It'd be like if you went to a poetry reading and you got upset that there was poetry. I mean,
I would be.
that's why you don't go to poetry readings. But, or I guess I don't either. Not like
I don't know.
I'm learned and go to poetry readings all the time.
I'm just gonna have that spoken word at the coffee shop.
Right. But
1990.
But again, it's like, what did they expect? Like, oh my God, it's taken forever to read from her book. And I just think in general, when you go to a book reading, it does go on a little long. It does drone on. And because, it's the sort of thing where when you're reading, even if it was a fictional book, when someone's reading that out loud, it's like you're an adult story time hour. And so you're like, okay, great. So it's a little bit slow and draggy to begin with.
I have that once, minor segue, or side note. I went to, it was his latest book, Emerson Maupin, did a reading and a book signing here in San Francisco. And it was lovely, like seeing him in person and like reading, having him read, about those iconic characters that he created and, just his latest chapter. It was very nice.
Right.
That's where I met Mark for the first time.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know.
I didn't know. It's a nice story.
It is. It's like it's a tale of the city, in the city, written by the guy,
Yeah, all that stuff.
It's very nice.
But
yeah, so Monique, yeah.
But had he read, an entire chapter to you out loud, you would have.
Did.
Oh, gosh. And did it not go on too long?
It was, he's known for short chapters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's true.
I love a short chapter too. I do not like a book with a long chapter. I don't want to go 20, 30 pages. And then I'm like, oh, I'm just getting to chapter 2 now? No, I don't like that. And I read a lot. So I'm very, that's what the...
Well, it also gives you a nice, easy way to put down the book. You're like, okay, I need to stop now. And you're like, I'm into this chapter. And
or it's like a nice break of like, the story, like we're going to something else. Not like just like droning on and on. But anyway, I see what you're saying about it.
Right.
But things got better when she brought the binders out. What was funny about that is that, yes, it's good and bad. The audience, who AI people who were not housewives, were basically like watching a Housewives episode happen, which could be great in one hand, but on the other hand, it's like, what am I doing here? Like, it reminded me a bit of Brit's event.
Oh,
in Atlanta.
Oh yeah.
Which like I have gifts for all these 6 women right here, but nobody else. Everyone's like, am I just watching somebody else open a gift?
I mean, luckily though, the gift was just a binder, for each of them that they could write some, text messages in. The horrible thing.
But I said, watching like housewives be housewives, it was like they're at their own little BravoCon, and the reactions from the audience were just great. They're like, oh.
Yeah, at first I was with you. I was worried that they would be like, what the hell are we watching? Like, oh, great. Thanks for letting us sit here and just watch this happen. Well, then when it got juicy, because when it was like, here, everyone take time, write about yourself. And if I was in the audience, I would have just been like, what? I'm going to sit here and watch these women write?
And it's like, but then there's a tab for everybody, write about everybody else. It was the new, take out your phones and find the nastiest, the meanest thing you've written about somebody in this group.
And I think
it was done really well.
I mean, not that the binder flopped in its original use. Like, that was probably one of the best uses of a prop on a reunion. But this was a good revisit. This was like a binder redo. It was good. And like,
it's been bindering.
Yeah.
But and then it propelled the Angel Ashley moment, which you're about to go to this woman's house. Why would you even go there?
Yeah.
And I feel like Angel's great. Can't wait to go to her house. Keep it so benign until you get to the actual house, because Angel was like seriously ready to disinvite half them girls.
Right. And then for Gizelle to do that, well, if you're not inviting Ashley, then you're not inviting me.
And Angel will be like, bye.
Right. She would have too.
She would have.
I don't know who was it. Stacy who kind of led the rush, or Wendy who led the rush? Get it? Stacy
led the rush.
No. Or was it Wendy who was like, okay, could you try apologizing to her?
It was Wendy started like, she was trying to say like, oh, you just need to like let it go. Like basically like Ashley says crazy things, and you just need to just say, shut up, Ashley. But like it's not that. Like, for Ashley to be like, you got evicted. No, she didn't. And you're about to go to her house. Shut up.
Yeah.
Why would you do that? But no, it was Monique who said, can you give her a apology for the eviction comment? Because that really upset her. And Stacey was saying like, Ashley, Angel is shaking. She's so mad. Mm-hmm. Angel, I think, has really gotten to her end point. And we see it at the very end of the episode where there's just only so many straws and the camel is gonna be broken.
Yeah, the camel is breaking.
Breaking.
Can we talk about Monique's dress though?
Oh my god, the dress is gorgeous.
That dress was gorgeous.
Best dress of the season so far.
Yeah, I like everything about it was great.
So pretty.
Yeah.
Her hair, like makeup, she's just one of the most stunning housewives.
I was going to mention something to you when she came on. I was like, her hair, like those braids are so tight, it must just hurt all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But then I realized, women, she's probably used to it. Like she's always got crazy hair, and then if you got weaves, all the time, you're getting your hair braided super tight.
That's
probably. I wonder if she can even feel her head. That's what I wonder after all these times.
Can she feel her face? Can she feel her head? I don't know.
Yeah. So this does bring us to the trip.
Right. I think there's some few shady comments back and forth, but
nothing. No memory.
Basically, like, yes, the apology happens. 12 hours later, they're on their way. Like, they're all just surprised that Angel's not there. Plenty of people do this on Housewives trips where they'll go ahead to prepare for the other women to come to their thing. So I don't know where Wendy was like, I don't understand. We always fly together. No, you don't.
Yeah, and again, just Gizelle and Ashley are looking for any excuse to have a problem.
And Wendy to a certain extent.
And Wendy, yeah. But the whole thing, like, oh, well, I thought she'd be here. It's just, no, like, whatever. Just, what do you care? We're just flying.
When Gizelle said, you have big shoes to fill like Angel, get over yourself, ma'am. Like, it wasn't like you invented the wheel with the Nevis trip. Like,
right.
I don't understand why you're thinking that's like the end all be all of trips. No.
Yeah. And just this idea that maybe that's just who Gizelle is, but this idea that everything has to be this 5-star luxury, I don't have to do anything trip. That every decision I have to make is to be made for me. And it's like, okay, not everyone travels that way.
Right.
And I get it that if Gizelle does, fine. But put yourself in someone else's shoes for a minute. Like, go ahead and just give yourself over to the experience that you're in right now. And just, if this is what's going on, if this is what Angel has planned, trust the process.
And it's 2 different locations. Angel's very different from you. She's wealthy, but she's not screaming it.
Right.
Again, she's wealthy, not rich. So it's not going to be these like ridiculous accommodations and, you're basically like tripping over the money that went into the trip. She talks about when they get there about like, we're doing some breath work. And I'm like, I already know where this is going.
Yeah.
Because she did the yoga thing at her house when she had that little thing. So who Angel is. She's a little more granola than you. So these big shoes, it's different shoes, Gizelle. She doesn't want to be in your shoes.
Right. She's got her own
day ankle.
So, I do have some opinions about the way Angel is handling this trip.
Yes,
I'm not terribly excited about it. It is weird that she's talked so much about her house and they're not even staying there. However, I do understand, like, I don't want all y'all at my house. Like, you've been disrespecting me. Like, I don't want you there. But it's very strange that it's an hour from her house, that it's just not, like, somehow right near there. And
my biggest laugh was, like, Monique just saying, why are we wasting all this gas? Yeah. Monique is really mindful of the carbon footprint. And why are we wasting this gas? Going here, there, everywhere.
Well, it is strange. I get it. Like, some parts of Colorado, once you're out of Denver, everything is an hour from everything else.
Yeah.
And it's not that long once you're actually in the car, You're like, okay, whatever, as long as it's not snowing. But, it could be a matter of, and I'm sure there's a reason, but like that house didn't look all that. Like, the houses seemed pretty average.
The rented house?
Yeah, the rented house. Very average, but it had great views.
Yes.
All that. What something's fishy to me is that it just seemed like a giant ad for her company. Like,
Wanders.
Yeah.
Yes, she did mention that.
And so that, I think that this house may be one of the experiences you can get when you book through her. And like, this is what you can see, like, where you would stay if you were a customer of hers. And so on one hand, I want to show you what I do for a living and like what my experience, okay, maybe, but it is just too much of a freaking advertisement.
She's basically like, I'm going to use this platform in a very obvious way to promote my company.
Right. Which I think, I mean, on one hand, I'm like, get it, girl. Like, go ahead. You don't know if you're coming back or not. Go ahead,
Right.
discount.
Right.
But at the same time, like, I hear Candy in the back of my head, like, there's never been a bag you didn't miss. So I'm like, I'm very proud that she's making it work, but it could be done a lot better.
A more subtle approach.
Way much more subtle. So I'm just gonna like, I do like the Gizelle and Ashley sharing a room. Like that
was brilliant.
To be expected.
Yeah.
Ashley and Gizelle cannot be surprised. Ashley or Gizelle cannot and should not.
You're talking mad shit about this girl, and she's just like, no. And she said in her confessional, you can't talk this crap about me and then expect me not to say something or do something about it.
Right.
So
and so I mean, I can't wait to see what Gizelle does in the next part, because she's gonna throw a temper tantrum. I'm not sleeping in that room.
Well, she's gonna sleep in Wendy's room. That's what's gonna happen. Wendy with her basement expulsion.
Oh, true.
Basement bunk beds.
What I think is strange, though, is that Jassy, who's a friend of, got her own room.
Well, Angel likes Jassy. So.
I know, but like, still, I think that the hierarchy, like, I can be a petty bitch, but like, I think there's some respect you still gotta give. No matter how.
Angel's not gonna kiss any ring. Angel's done. Angel's putting you in the twin beds. You go back to dorm life, Gizelle, like if you're in Hampton, and call it a day. It was just very funny, and just it was awkward. The whole, wait, we're not going to be at your house. Where are we? And
just because,
just the fact that Kiana and Tia are allowed to stay at Angel's house.
I think.
Go ahead. I was going to say, what it really comes down to, it's space. She doesn't like all of them, and Bobby doesn't want them at his house. I really think, when she said, just because, that was, Bobby doesn't want you there. And Monique, not knowing that, but hinted, well, kind of knowing, said, Angel reminds me of me. Or his recognition with Chris, and him probably not really wanting to be on the show very much, because they kept dogging out his wife. So I think Bobby's not willing to play ball, and
okay, I can see some merit to that.
Yes.
Again, I think Angel could have handled this all so much better and just said, this isn't my house. This is where you guys are going to be staying, but we do have some events planned at my house. We're going to have dinner over there. Like, she could have been more upfront and saying, we're going to get there, and not left it be this kind of like, what the hell's going on?
She should have just led with, point blank period, I don't have enough room at my house. Just blame it on that.
Right.
There are a lot of us. There was nine people. We all can't stay there, but this is a lovely house. It would have been great if she got in the house on her property or near her property, because an hour away is kind of ridiculous, especially when you're taking two women from the group. So you're messing up the interactions or the bonding, if we will. She's made it awkward, and I would have been more upfront about, sorry guys, but this situation. And
again, had she said, like, this isn't my house, but like, this is a cabin that we, Wonderland owns, and blah, blah, blah. So I'm putting you up here because it's the best thing we could do, whatever. And just explained it up front. And I think things would have been slightly better. But because and you're right, splitting them up is weird, because it was Stacey who was like, well, how are we going to bond?
Yeah, it's like, you can split them up, when someone's across the yard in the guest house, like that happened in Nevis, where they were in separable locations, but they were all the same property. But an hour away, how is that going to work? Yeah, I'm surprised correction didn't say you can't do that.
Well, I mean, maybe they're just letting Angel make her bed and seeing what happens.
There's a story there.
There definitely will be, I'm sure of it. There was. I also think it's very strange, and maybe, I don't know. I've gone to Colorado a lot.
I've never been.
I've been to Colorado a lot for work. In fact, if on that little map they showed, if Angel's house is in Larkspur, Colorado. I've driven through there before numerous times. Like, altitude can really screw with you, but I've never like
laugh cried.
I've never laughed cried. I've never really noticed any major difference in the way the altitude
You
treats.
did get any medicine?
I never took any. No. There's a time when I was in Denver and we drove to Wyoming, and believe it or not, Wyoming is even higher up, and I was getting over a cold or something, and the altitude change like did something to me, and I got altitude sickness. So in that case, I got it, but I was like literally throwing up outside the car on the side of the highway in Wyoming. And then the minute we got back to Denver and like a lower altitude, I was fine again.
Better.
Oh yeah. So I mean, that was completely bonkers. But the whole idea of one drink will feel like two. It's like, okay, I'm sure that's true. I'm not saying it, but I've never noticed it, so it can't apply to anyone else. No, I'm kidding. But no, it's just interesting that she made such a warning about it. But I suppose for some people, it really does impact them in a way.
Right. And maybe, women versus men and,
all these
K is very small. And,
right.
Were they actually drinking?
Yeah.
And those mugs?
Yeah. She said something like, be careful with the alcohol.
Okay.
The one thing I will say is that, like, because I've gone to the gym in Colorado, working out is definitely like you're on the treadmill, you're like, oh, I'm feeling that. Like that you can tell. And like if you were to go running, I'm sure you'd notice the difference. But I think just navigating and walking around, and I don't know, it just seems like a weird, like she overly cautioned people. But
she was like, because she didn't want to be blamed when someone passed out. This is a very random reference. Did you watch The Real World Seattle?
I did.
Do you remember when they went on their big trip and they were up in the mountains? It was very high altitude. And what's her name? Janet.
Okay.
Passed out because the altitude like hit her like that.
This sounds vaguely familiar, but
that's whenever I think of altitude, I think of altitude sickness or being affected by it.
In Seattle.
Yeah.
Real World Seattle.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know what I think of when I think of Real World Seattle.
The slap.
I think of Irene. Isn't that the one?
Yes.
Lyme disease.
Slap is.
Oh, I don't remember her days slapped.
Wait a second.
Per se.
You don't remember Irene? That's one of the biggest, I hate to use the word, iconic things of Real World is slapping Irene.
I'm sure if you
put her out the car door, slapped her.
Okay. Now you mentioned.
Got her stuffed animal, threw it in the bay, or the bay.
The sound. Now that he mentions to me, I do remember that. I do remember.
Yes.
But yeah. No, I just remember Irene and the Lyme disease. That's all I ever remember.
That's just like, Steven, you're a homosexual.
Well, have we talked about this before? What was the last Seattle or the last Real World that was good? Because I remember watching, I think, Boston,
New Orleans,
and maybe New Orleans, and like after that, I was like, this is starting to jump the shark. I was like, I don't really care about this. Like when they started to kind of like
one that was really bad. I think when they really jumped the shark was Vegas.
Oh, I think
when they had the threesome on the first day. Yeah. That was trashy.
Where do you go from there?
I don't know, Trashelle. Where'd she go? That's where she got that nickname.
Okay. We don't really rewatch shows, but would you ever rewatch? Well, even if we did rewatch, we wouldn't want to always see.
You know what I've seen recently? There's somebody on TikTok who basically like goes through like, so you may have forgotten about the Real World Seattle. She goes through each cast member, and she's just like, this is where they are now, and it's great. It's 2 minutes. It's all I need.
That's what you need. Right?
I don't need to like go back and actually watch the episode because I think in the world we view things today, it would seem very slow paced.
Right.
Because reality TV isn't like that. Right.
Well, Shannon and I, a few years back when she lived down in LA, or I guess in Orange County, we tried to watch Real World San Francisco and be like, oh, do we recognize anything?
Right.
And we were bored out of our cheesy mind.
Because it was really about being, a documentary.
Right.
Back then. Especially that first season.
Right. But on season 5 or 6, it got a little,
Yeah, by the time they got to Vegas, they're just like hookups and drinking. But they were very earnest in those first couple of seasons,
for sure.
To the point, I'm sure, if we watched it,
likewise with, the Real Housewives, the first couple seasons of, Orange County.
It wasn't necessarily earnest, but it was very much like a slice of life, and there was very little interaction between the women, which is just unheard of now. There are no group scenes. So
right. All right. So then back to.
Oh yeah, sorry.
I don't know. It's not okay.
Oh, so after the shading of the rooms,
Oh, Ashley says eviction again,
because she's messy as hell, And because Giselle won't acknowledge that Angel got them. She got them. She got you. That's some really shady housewife stuff.
Coming from the one who
But
Stacey, the empty blank everything, and like made a point out of being like, I don't know who this person is.
he can't admit that like you have been shaded. No, because you're Giselle. He can't admit that. And then she does that whole housewife things that we hate when someone does. Well, I know something, but I'm not going to say it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, why bring it up then? If you're not going to say
I
it.
did love Angel walking back down the stairs. I'm like, excuse me, what's going on?
Yeah, she was not going to let it go.
Because she was kind of on her way out. Okay, I'll see you later. Da-da-da. Then
And she's like,
and went right back down.
what'd you say? No, I wasn't. And then when she said, I will shut this down, which I want to see what she shut down.
Honestly, I would love to see that happen. Is be like, no, I'm not going to put up with this shit. On my trip in my house, you're disrespecting me. I'm not up for it.
Yes.
But and then Giselle takes, well, it's not my story to tell. Well, then why bring it up?
Sorry, signs to the mic, but
Yeah, no, you saw
that was.
If it's not your story to tell, then you shouldn't be talking.
Then don't say anything.
Right. You just shouldn't in the first place.
I love it when Jazzy said, Giselle said she's going to be nice in the car. This is not nice.
Nice. It was very good.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to next week.
That was a good to be continued. I want some continuation.
Yeah.
Continuation.
And, I think it'll be good. Anything else? Are we missing anyone?
Kay got a billboard.
Oh, that's right. I forgot Kay got a billboard.
Kay got a billboard.
Okay.
Stacey's daughter's ambidextrous.
Yes.
And
I like that. I like that you just should these nice little asterisks to the episode.
Wendy spoke at a
graduation ceremony.
Well, then the rest was still unwritten.
Yes, that's true.
You are in the future.
Oh, you brought up the fact that when she sat down to lunch with Ashley and Gizelle, she mentioned.
Okay, this is my. I don't know anything. I don't know any spoilers. But when she made a point of saying that she wasn't going to talk about her mother, and she really is mindful about who she talks about her family with, and she didn't say anything to Gizelle and Ashley. My thinking was that she did say something to Stacey, who will bring it up, maybe off or on camera to other women, and it's going to really piss Wendy off because she doesn't talk about her family with the others. That's her own personal business scene, and not to be shared with these girls who she's in a better place with, but still, I'm going to kiki with you like that.
Yeah, no, yeah. I think you're right. That's going to come back as a point later.
Because there's an issue between Wendy and Stacey that comes up in the trailer on this trip. So I really think, I'm going to predict it's Ashley's going to say, so Stacey was saying, Wendy, something about you and your mother. Are you okay? That's what she's going to do. Because they want to break up that little alliance.
Yeah.
And they want everyone to hate Stacey with them. So I think, yeah.
I can see it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, then.
That's my prediction. I'm no Nostradamus.
Well, no.
Is it Nostradamus?
It is Nostradamus. Yeah. Could be Confucius.
I almost said Nicodemus, but that's...
I don't know what that is. Is that a nicotine gum? I don't know. But, yeah, I think this is a good dipping our toe back in the water, Housewives for 2026.
Yes.
And I'm looking forward to next time.
Well, next time.